Whales are wonderful singers and have even recorded CDs. They are incredible creatures and virtually have no predators other than humans. They are loved, protected, and admired by almost everyone in the world. Mermaids don't exist. If they did exist, they would be lining up outside the offices of Argentinian psychoanalysts due to identity crisis, fish or human. Not to mention, who wants to get close to a girl who smells like a fish store? The choice is perfectly clear to me. I want to be a whale. P.S. We are in an age when media puts into our heads the idea that only skinny people are beautiful, but I prefer to enjoy an ice cream with my kids, a good dinner, and a coffee with my friends. With time, we gain weight because we accumulate so much information and wisdom in our heads that when there is no more room, it distributes out to the rest of our bodies. So we aren't heavy. We are enormously cultured, educated, and happy. Beginning today, when I look in the mirror, I will think, good gosh, look how smart I am. Good response. All right, let's say our statements of truth together, please. I am a child of God. I am deserving of good in my life.
I am accepting my good now.
Well, what is the most remarkable or memorable thing that you have experienced in your life? Have you ever seen the Grand Canyon? I've seen that one. Oh, good, lots of people. Have you ever visited the Redwoods in California? What about Yosemite Park? I can't raise my hand to the rest of them. How about man-made places of wonder? How many people have been to the pyramids of Egypt? There's a few of those, good. What about the grand castles in Europe? Whoa, a lot more. What about the Taj Mahal in India? Wow, I'm going to talk to you. You've been having your hand up on everything. Or the Great Wall of China. What about that? Whoa! Look at you all. Now, I would venture to say that all of us have at least heard of these places, and many of us would like to visit them if we haven't. And even though all of us know about these places and have probably seen pictures of them in a book or somewhere online, I may have gotten lucky and mentioned one that it looks like some of you have been able to go to, one of these memorable places, and seen in your life. And yet, if you think about it, I probably did not mention the most memorable instance in your life. Well, how is that? All of us know these places. We have all heard of them and how grandiose they are, and some of us have even experienced them firsthand. While it is not then, what I did not mention in this first part was that the most memorable thing you have seen in life, I did not mention. Could it be that we continue down this experience of life that we realize that there are many memorable places and events in our life that we have? And could it be that one memorable moment does not have to be better or grander than the other? Could we have grown as a human race to the point of knowing that our memorable moments in life are part of our own creation? See, we were never meant to stand still in life and just make a meager living. That is not life at all. You are a child of God. You have domain over all you see. And you were created to oversee all of creation. Not only that which is already here, but that which you are here to create. Each of those beautiful places and experiences that you have thought of and have experienced in life have inspired you and gave you an awe of life. It is what puts us into that God-knowing moments. Let me say something to you. Each of those beautiful places or experiences that you thought of and that inspired you, that gave you that awe in life, is what you are to others. You may know it, not know it, but you are an inspiration to others in life. You may not see that inspiration that you are to others, and yet there are people out there that know that you are awesome. In fact, the beauty that you see in these memorable moments in life is only a reflection of the divinity within yourself. That is your true self. The feeling of awe and grandeur that you have during these times in life are when you are more aware of the divinity that you are. That feeling that you have is not coming from where you are, it's coming from within you. It was always there, it is there now, and it will always be there. It is there ready for each of us to tap into whenever we are open to that wondrous beauty that is a part of our own creation. Whether we have traveled all over the world or never left this city, the beauty in life is the same. A sunrise, a sunset, the height and strength of the beautiful pines that we have here in Georgia. The changes that take place in the different seasons, the friendships that we have formed over the years, the birth of a baby. Life takes us so many places without even moving a step. All we have to do is be open with our heart to see the creation that is going on all around us all the time. Beauty lies all around us, yet is always something that is only recognized when we are open and we have opened our awareness of our insides to see it. Because that is where the beauty comes from, the divinity within yourself. In Unity, we say that Jesus is our way shower. Now, if you've been in Unity a long time, you probably heard some people criticize that, but there's a reason that we say that. It's because Jesus was the first one to be quite a bit documented on of how he expressed this beauty in his life. And he also was the first one documented of he knew where that beauty was coming from. He was very clear in his teachings and his life. Whenever that he helped heal someone, he would say that it was the faith within the person that he healed that did the healing. Whenever he performed a so-called miracle, he would always point to the Father within who does the work. And a lot of people get confused over that. Even some Unity ministers, you meet with them, you get back and meet with them, and you hear them say something, and you think, let's be clearer on that. The Father within doing the healing, doing the miracles, isn't the Father within me, it was the Father within you. Now sure, the Grand Canyon was the Father within all of us. It was the creation, the first creation, that did that. This did not mean literally that there was someone inside of Jesus besides himself. The Father was in him only. We can easily understand that this Father was the divinity within him. Yet when he said that the Father is also within you, it's hard for us sometimes to realize that and accept that. And I need to look up who said this, because I keep forgetting who said it. But the thing that we're most scared of is not that we will not succeed in life. It's that we are the success, and to express that in life. Nothing holds us back in life but us. And we don't have to. In a snap of a finger, we can change that. We don't have a Father that is limited and can only be helping one person at a time. Our Father, our God, our nourishment, our creation is unlimited in his ability to be everywhere at all times. It's called the omnipresence. We say it in our opening statements. That same ability is within us, each one of us. It can be expressed anytime we are in tune and aware of the essence of who we are. That same creative force that created you is in you. And anytime we are aware of that creative force, we see the world as it truly is, a beautiful, unlimited, wonderful life of possibilities. We don't have to physically visit these places of grandeur and see the grandeur in life. Because the grandeur in life is you. It's you. It's you. It's each of us. And the more we are able to see this grandeur and beauty in our life, the more we can see it in others. We can lessen our personality and understand more of our individuality to connect with that oneness that we all are a part of. There is only one God. Most people can agree on that. And that God is omnipresent. Most people can agree on that. And that God had a part in the creation of all of humanity. Most people can agree on that. Understanding and living with the knowing that there is a piece of God within each of us, that begins to challenge some of us. But when explained, even that most people can agree with. Yet when we get to the point of understanding that the God part in me is the same as the God part in you, we may begin to have more questions about how things look in our life. And this is only because we are paying more attention to the outer and people, how they're living their lives, or our sense consciousness, than we are on the inner, the individuality. We're paying more attention to the personality of a person, or our personality, instead of our individuality, which is directly connected to God. We see another person and what they are doing on the outside instead of what the person is on the inside. You know, Reverend Francie and I just got back from licensing and ordination at the village, and we were very blessed to be a part of this process. And you know what? You have to go through your own stuff too, what you had going on when that happened, when you were going through that process. And I'm so happy that by far the majority of ministers now that are on that team are ones that are building up these people, these students, to go out and lead in churches instead of, you're wrong, you got that answer wrong, you need to go back and study that. About 25 of us field ministers come to the headquarters twice a year to review the current ministerial students and to see their progress and test their ability to lead in a church. There are two ways that I look at my own responsibility in this testing, being on the other side of the table, instead of being examined, being the examiner. First, I want to help the individual in front of me grow in a way in their awareness of the Christ within them, that God part that I discussed a minute ago. Second, I want to make sure that I don't put my stamp of approval on someone to go out and lead a church who is not demonstrating the Christ within themselves at a certain level. It is not saying that they are not ready to, or they are not going to be ready to do that. It's just that they need to do a few more things to get ready. In the world that we live in today, we see many things that do not demonstrate the Christ within a person. But with that said, does that mean that there is less Christ within that person than there is in me? Of course not. There is the same amount of God in that person as there is in me. In fact, in the absolute, there is no us and them. There is only we. And what is our part to play in the world, though, when we experience someone that is not demonstrating the Christ within themselves? There are many options that we have. The first is to shift our own perception of that person and our judgment of that person. And if at all possible, to express to them that they do have the Christ within them. That usually will do the trick. You know, most people that don't demonstrate the Christ within themselves are thinking that they're out of options. But when you understand about the Christ within yourself, your options are unlimited. We need to continue to remind them that they are a part, or that we are a part of them, that there is a part of them also that has the Christ within them and that has dominion over the entire world. And along with that dominion are those unlimited possibilities. In order to help others and be able to express to them their own divinity, what do we have to do? Again, I'll go back to our way shower, Jesus Christ, that showed us. And I don't go back to him again because he was the only one that did it, because there were people before Jesus that did the same miracles that he did, and there have been people after Jesus that have done the same miracles that he did. But we go to him in unity because it's well documented as far as written down in the Bible. So what did Jesus teach us about helping others? He always taught us to go within, to go to prayer. It says in the Bible, even Jesus was not always at his best to be able to be with those people that weren't demonstrating the Christ within themselves. So he had to draw back, go to the desert, go to the mountain, go wherever he had to go to be alone with God. Again, he didn't have to go to a physical place, but it's signifying that he went within himself. It allows us to become more aware in this now moment of the truth of who and what we are. It allows us to connect to that part of God that is within us. It allows us to see the beauty all around us, not only with our sense consciousness, but also to see the beauty inside other people. And thus understand that we are all connected, and the oneness of life is indeed between us both. Sometimes, I'll admit, it may be hard to see other people in this light of beauty at all times in our own life. But we have to remember that what we are seeing is another part of us. You see, that's what we're talking about when we talk about race consciousness. All of us. We had this discussion in my group at L&O about the importance of diversity. Why is it important for unity to have diversity? Because our diversity statement, some people will look at it just like they look at the Bible and probably try to pull out some literal meaning. That diversity means we need different people in our churches of different colored skin, of different backgrounds, of different ways of life. That has nothing to do with our diversity statement. Nothing. Our diversity statement is there because we need to know that if we see someone acting not in their Christ self, not demonstrating the Christ, that they are still a part of us. We can't say, on the news all the time for all of our lives, everyone in here, for all of your life, the Middle East has had a crisis. They've had it forever, for generations. We can't say, as human beings over here that aren't experiencing that crisis, that to heck with them, blow them all up, do whatever. We can't say that. Because what we're saying is, blow up that part of me. That would make me a part of a person. They are a part of us as we are a part of them. They have run out of ideas of solutions. And so they act out like there are no more ideas, when there are unlimited ideas. And I'm sure that each one of us has experienced a time in our life where we have run out of ideas in certain situations. And all we have to do when that happens, take a breath, like Diane did before the Daily Word, and just go within. Whatever you have to do at that point, go within and do whatever you have to do. You don't have to go anywhere in particular. Go within and say, here I am, God. I've forgotten all my opportunities. Please show me some.
Amen.
Amen. Hey, women. Our connection to one another is the most beautiful thing in this world. And unless we are open to it, we can live life without even knowing it. We can live this part of life without even experiencing the most beautiful thing of life. And that is our connection with one another. The beauty we have within does not require us to travel anywhere physically. It only requires us to be. And when someone in unity says to be, that means just going and expressing from spirit. It only requires us to understand what we truly are and to see that truth in others. We can never, ever, even though we think we can, especially with our own kids, force anyone to do anything or live a certain way of life. We can't do it. I've tried many times, let me tell you, with my kids. It just don't work. But what we can do is demonstrate the way to live, and living from an understanding that God is expressing as me. The full beauty of life is in front of each one of us. Are you ready to see more beauty in your life?
Yes.
I want to leave you with this quote from Charles Fillmore. And it's on spiritual beauty. It says, "The loveliness of God beheld in his creations by the eye of man. Spiritual man beholds this divine loveliness everywhere." And if you'll see, that quote was from Ecclesiastes, and it was different than what some people pulled from this quote. Ecclesiastes 3:11, "He hath made everything beautiful in its time." So some people would look at that Bible quote and say, God made everything beautiful in its time. And you can't disagree with that because that is true. Yet most people, when they say that, are thinking God up here. So in our understanding from today's lesson, who would he be? Oh man, you're so good. I have done so good. No, listen. Say, it wasn't me though, was it? It was you. It was you. So I know that we're going to go forward now, making every place and everyone we see the most beautiful moment in our life. Thank you. Know that God's blessing you now.
Before I know, I'll stop and think about